Hi, Betsi Bixby here, founder of Meridian Associates and Family Business Specialist. I am so thrilled that you've joined me for this series on accountability. We've actually already talked about what accountability is. We've talked about actions that are really so essential to accountability. We've talked about behaviors and how you can drive up accountability through good behavior work. And today we're going to talk about performance, because that's what it's all about, right? You want accountability because you want this high performance team. And again, we're so blessed to work with family companies that are high performers. But here's what I find is that successful people always want to just ramp it up one more little notch. So here we go. All right. It's all about three things here. Meridian 3. Clear expectations, number 1. And then getting buy-in, number 2. And then 3, providing tools and resources. Okay. So the first thing we talked about, even when we were talking about actions, is you have to be realistic, right? So you could say to your sales manager, hey, we want to triple our sales, right? And what is that going to do? It's actually going to create frustration, unless it is super realistic to triple your sales, right? So when that happens, when there's frustration, it's really important that you have a discussion. So I want to talk about that, because a lot of times in high performing teams, when you don't quite hit the mark and you're used to hitting the mark, boy, you can feel frustrated. Your A players, your high performers can be frustrated, right? So there's a formula for this as well, which is you've got to give them a voice. People have to be able to say, hey, I really feel frustrated with this, okay? And so when that happens, you want to, number 1, stop. You want to evaluate, okay? And you want to find out what are the facts, okay? And again, we're not going to get into blame and justification, but when people get stuck, it's really good to seek outside perspective. That's what we do a lot in our Empower and our coaching with our CEOs, is just, hey, you know, sometimes you don't want to be the smartest person in the room, or you just need somebody else's eyeballs on it. So what we always talk about with obstacles is find a way over, under, around, or through, right? I got that from a basketball player. I thought it was pretty cool. And so what we find is that high performers will actually seek other high performers to brainstorm solutions. And that's what you want to promote in your company, where high performers can go to other high performers, ask for solutions. That's exactly what we do at our Meridian events, right? It's what we're really known for, is bringing together really very avid learners into a room where people can exchange information. So you want to start out, in order to have high performance, people have to know where the bar is. You've got to have clear performance expectations, right? And to accelerate high performance within your organization, what I'd like you to do this week is to identify who might have fuzzy or no expectations on your team. You know, when I say to marketers, to our clients, do you have 3 results for every single team member so that they understand what you're trying to hit? And a lot of times the answer is no, right? And I can even think about it, our women's in family business event, talking to a super high performer who is really having a hard time getting her arms around what are those metrics for herself, right? And again, it's very common for high performers to get a little bit stuck in their own thinking, and it's really good to get outside of that thinking. All right, so we've talked about actions, we've talked about behaviors, we've talked about performance, and I can't wait for you to be with me next week for our final in this Thrive Now series. Take care and be blessed this week. Bye-bye.